welcome back, Sunday Society, to another episode of Taking Back Sunday. We are in the Christmas season.
Yes, we
as
are.
you can tell. We had a wonderful episode last week with our friend, and I'm ready to jump into our what? Oh, you had a look. I was like,
no,
I have like lipstick on my teeth?
No.
Okay.
I was like, oh gosh, these bangs.
Okay. I was just making sure. I was like, is there
No,
lipstick?
you're
I've been
good.
worried about it.
No, you're fine.
We had a wonderful episode with our friend last week, and we are looking forward to now talking together about loving ourselves and wellness. So
Yes.
let's grab our coffee, get comfy, and take back Sunday.
Let's jump into this.
Yeah, I'm excited.
When you get on Instagram and Facebook or any kind of social media, do you see like influencers who are like the next big trend in like wellness? Like this is what you're gonna, this
Yeah,
wellness trick.
all the time.
Yeah. I feel like every time that I get on, there is a new like fad, like drink this green juice for a month and you'll lose 75,000 pounds. Or, take this supplement or use this tool, this exercise tool.
Yeah, or you've got the carnivore diet where people are eating steak for breakfast and they have like this big platter. Listen, it sounds delicious.
Sign me up. Sign me up. I feel like there's always like the next big fad for wellness.
Yeah.
And so, there's the 10,000 steps, the green juices. One that I think is crazy that I've seen, and I'm just like, how do people do this? It's that like really early morning routine, like 5 a.m. So I've seen some people 4 a.m. There's this one guy, and it's an ad for a brand. I don't know what brand it is. I want to say it's like Nike or it's something athletic or wellness related. And he gets up at, let's say, 4 o'clock in the morning, does like this skincare routine thing, does an exercise, does meditation, gets coffee, gets breakfast, supplements, does another exercise, takes an ice bath, does more like wellness, and then like all of this stuff. And then at 7 a.m., and then I get started on my day.
I'm exhausted for you.
No.
I mean, but
yeah, I feel like we see that a lot, like, or more often. It's like popping up that's what you do to be well. And I think that as women, there's always this like societal pressure to be perfect. Mm-hmm. And it's no longer about health. It's more about an appearance or an image.
Well, not only that, but I feel like it's not even, you don't just, and I'm not speaking for everybody, and I'm not even saying it in a bad way, but like now in 2025, 2020, we're going into 2026, you don't just go work out. Yeah. Or you don't just do a workout routine at home. You film it, you post it. Mm-hmm. Like it's all about what it appears.
I've done that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's bad.
No, it's okay girl, speak your truth.
But it's like an appearance. Like we have to like get views and we have to share. And I'm like, I commend you honestly, because I feel like you have to be very vulnerable to film yourself working out.
Yeah.
I will not. There will not be a day that you will see me where I'm like, even going on a brisk walk here, I'm going to be like,
a brisk walk.
Hi guys. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing
that. So I want to ask for you, because we're the same age. So we kind of lived through the same kind of social pressures and influences. Mm-hmm. When did health stop becoming about feeling good and start feeling more about like being skinny or looking perfect?
School?
Yeah.
Middle school.
Yeah. I remember my mom, and this is nothing against my mom, she's a woman too, and we all have the same pressures, but there were diet pills in our medicine cabinet, and I would steal them and put them in my purse, and I would take them. I was probably 105 freaking pounds, I was in the best shape of my life, and still thought, because when I sat on the toilet to pee and my thighs touched, that I was obese. And I was like, now as an adult, I'm like, girl, that's
your
normal.
phone
Like,
favor.
that's thunder and lightning, baby.
That's so the phone don't fall into the toilet.
That's right. But it's crazy that was my basis of like what skinny was, is like, oh, well, my thighs touch. I don't have the thigh gap. Like that was a huge thing when we were in high school, I think, is when you'd stand and your ankles would touch, but your thighs, like there's a gap. And I'm just, even I feel like in the early 2010s, the Kardashians, and this is no shame to them either, but they would Photoshop a lot of their pictures, you know, a lot of celebrities. I think 99% of everything that's on the social media is Photoshopped, airbrushed, whatever.
Yeah.
But I would see that and think, oh, I can get that. That's attainable. That's my goal. When it really should have been like, why do I feel like I have to look like these celebrities to feel good about myself? And that's kind of what I want to talk about today, is that wellness is more than just physical wellness. Like there's 4 different pillars of being well. And they're the physical, emotional, social, and then spiritual / mental wellness. Physical is obviously exercise, nutrition. Sleep is included in physical wellness.
My favorite.
Same.
My favorite aspect of wellness.
Listen, we're going to talk about what happens when you give too much to one of these and it's not balanced. My physical wellness, I think I give way too much to my rest and my sleep.
Yeah, do.
I need to find a balance where...
Yeah, do. I'm like, how is this girl tired?
I got a deficiency. I've got a couple vitamins that are lacking.
I was about to say her name. Your doctor needs to do a blood panel.
Maybe so. Honestly, I do have vitamin D deficiency, and I just started taking it again. So
with vitamin D, I cannot remember what it is, but if you ask Jill, she can tell you. There are certain foods that if you eat it, when you take it, it will absorb way better in your body.
So Autumn said that actually when you take it with vitamin K, it's more likely to be absorbed. So I actually got like a combination vitamin.
Oh, nice.
Where it's D2 or K3, I don't know, whatever. Couple different letters. Then we look at emotional wellness, and that's managing stress, setting boundaries, embracing rest, which again, I do too much.
Bianca's really, really good at
I'm really good at resting. If you guys ever need advice on how to be restful, I can tell you. Social, so like support systems, relationships that fuel you versus drain you. That's one that I think for me needs more love.
Yeah.
Is the social wellness, because I just, I tend to introvert myself and shut everybody else out, especially now. I'm very depressed right now. So it's just, my comfort is to just isolate. And I'm trying really hard to like break back out of that, because I can feel myself like going back inside and just shutting down. But that's for another episode, I guess we could talk about. And then spiritual wellness, having a sense of purpose, mindfulness, and moments of peace. So if you think of it like legs on a table, so we've got 4 legs on a table.
I was going to say a cow, but go ahead.
4 legs on a cow, yeah. Oh, we got a wobbly cow.
Yeah.
Call him a teeter-totter, whatever. Anyway, so when one leg is longer or shorter than the others, the whole thing's going to wobble. Yeah. Even when your intentions are good, giving too much attention to one area can unintentionally kind of drain the others. And that's kind of how burnout can sneak in. So we talked about burnout and breakdown. This is kind of, if we go to like an origin story of burnout, this is kind of where it starts.
Okay.
So a physical wellness overload, you're hitting the gym 6 days a week, you're tracking your macros, you're drinking water, but you're also crying in your car on your lunch breaks. Focusing only on physical can mask like deep emotional needs. I see that a lot, where people maybe get addicted to working out because that is something that brings them joy and they feel good. And It's a great thing. It's not, of all the addictions you could have, it's probably not the worst, but
it's definitely not the worst.
There are things that I think, and I've seen people who do this, that they're running from something, and that's just a distraction for them when they're not balancing it. So it can look, some symptoms of imbalance look like over exercising to cope with stress, You know, how often do you hear people say like, oh, I'm stressed out, I'm going to go for a run? I mean, not me, but people do that. They're like, oh, I'm really stressed out, I'm going to go burn this off in the gym because I can focus, I can get some aggression out, whatever it may be, which is fine. Just as long as you're also,
I feel like in moderation,
and you're also like caring for the thing that's stressing you out.
Figuring out that too.
That we both were like at the same time. You're ignoring fatigue or injury. I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when people are injured and they still go work out. I'm like, bro, sis, that is your body literally telling you like, we need to take a break. Mm-hmm. Like when I see people in the gym, they're braced up on every joint. They're like wobbling. I'm like, you could have stayed home today. It's okay. Using routine as a distraction instead of processing emotions, and then feeling isolated because all your free time goes to workouts. So you're just like completely immersed in this. The result is a strong body, which is great, but an emotionally depleted mind, which is not so great. Have to have both. 6, 7. The second is emotional wellness. You get that tunnel vision. So on the flip side, when you spend all your time analyzing your feelings and journaling and self-helping your way through every situation, that also can cause its own imbalance. That can look like constant, what a word that we've used a lot is rumination. Mm-hmm. So it's constant introspection, so like looking inward, but then it just becomes rumination. Like you're reflecting on it, but it's to the point where it's harmful because you just can't move past it. You're avoiding physical activity or neglecting health basics. I feel like this is where I am right now too, because I do feel like I'm not as active as I could be because I just have nothing in me to give. I feel like I'm just like almost a shell of a person at this point. And I need to do something physical. I need to get some movement. The next, pulling inward instead of connecting with others. And then decision fatigue from overthinking. As a mom and an executive director, how many decisions do you think you make a day?
So many. So many.
Yes.
And I'm like, when somebody asks me something, I'm like, my eyes like twitching. I'm like, not invisible. I've joked with people. They've been like, hey, Hannah. And I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Leave a message.
I have met my quota of questions answered or situations that need a response today. Sorry.
That is funny. So in the education world, teachers also get that where there are so many questions all day long. Oh my gosh. There were times when I would just be like, if I don't move, they can't see me.
Well, I feel like with my kids, I get so overstimulated that I just stop listening.
Mom. It's not the little boy that cried wolf, but it's similar. Oh. You're just so used to it that it just becomes background noise. And it's crazy. I learned in a psychology class. That's a real thing. So there's there's this phenomenon that the example that was given was, let's say that there's construction going on outside. At first, the noise is going to drive you crazy. It's going to be like, what? This is so loud. It's distracting. It's this, it's that. And then after an hour, you don't even realize it. And you're able to manage and adapt. But then when it stops, you're like, whoa,
that's
something's
like New
different.
York City. People are so used to that sound. And I'm laying in the bed in the hotel, like
shaking.
It's so loud.
Yes. And then when you come home, could you imagine if like a lifelong New Yorker were to come here? It would be like somebody slammed on the brakes of their life.
They'd be like,
scared.
Your gas station closes at 10?
10? Lucky if it's open that late. But anyway, so the result of over nurturing your emotional wellness is that you're highly self-aware, but physically you're sluggish and you're socially withdrawn.
I'm somewhere in between.
That's the house I live in right now. If these were houses, this is the one I would be.
I feel like I'm highly self-aware, physically sluggish, but not socially withdrawn.
No. So I don't know how you... Sometimes I'm like, girl, how does your social battery survive? Because my battery, I had 3 meetings today and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have nothing left. I'm so tired. But it's also cold and whatever.
Well, and I think you just kind of get used, like it becomes the norm.
Yeah. Like when we went on our trip and I'm like, I live alone. Like I don't have to talk to people at all. And I remember thinking that because I'm like, I've talked more on this trip than I have talked in the last 5 years because I live by myself.
Yeah. Well, and I was like, I can't wait to see Zach so I can have a hug. And you were like, yeah. Oh my gosh, I never hug people. I'm like, I know.
I don't. It's just only I feel like hugs and physical touch for me are reserved for like intimate moments with somebody that I am like romantically involved with. I don't know. It feels very taboo to like hug people.
Except for when you leave the house.
Yeah,
Brinley
sometimes
always hugs you.
Oh, Brinley doesn't count. She can have unlimited amounts of hugs. She will change me yet. So social wellness over commitment. This is where I love you. And I think this is where you live. I think you live here.
I live in this house.
This is your house. Being the friend that shows up for everyone, everywhere, all the time. And it's noble, but it's draining. Mm-hmm. So this can look like overscheduling and ignoring your personal downtime, saying yes because you feel obligated, losing touch with your emotional or spiritual needs, or using socializing to avoid uncomfortable feelings. I don't know if that's the last one is you.
I definitely, I don't know if I use socialization, but no. I definitely like all of those other things definitely apply.
Yeah.
I hate telling people no.
I know. And I love it. I'm like, can I say no to everything? Like, let me just say no to Thanksgiving next year. Like, Bianca, are you going to bring? No, I won't be there. I'm just going to stay home. I'm just kidding. But it is
You're not missing out on that food, girl.
Heck no. And the family, I love it.
But I will say, you have it good because you get to go visit someone's house. Mm-hmm. And I got the opportunity this year to do that.
Girl, isn't it amazing?
I felt like so bad, and I shouldn't feel bad, but I felt bad. I was like, oh, Michelle's over here just doing the most. But it was nice for me.
Yeah. Before we had Thanksgiving, I said that you'd be up and helping. Did you do that or did you relax?
So I asked, but she was like, no, I got it. And I'm like, okay.
All right.
So Zach and I put lights on their house.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, Zach did, and I just stood there kind of holding the ladder because he was making me nervous. He was fine.
Girl. No.
At one point, I was holding it, like trying to hold it because it was kind of on a hill, and I pushed it too much, and he went up, and it like slid the other way, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. He's like, bring Corbin back.
Yeah. Corbin wasn't there.
I know. You just had.
Because if he was, we probably just had him crawl across, and you wouldn't have had to keep moving the ladder. But
that's true. Oh, that makes me nervous too. Anyway. So yes, I think that you live in the social wellness over commitment house.
Yeah. And I'm like you coming over or like us going out to eat dinner and then coming home, like that's no big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't require a lot.
It's just I don't have to be somewhere at this time doing this. Mm-hmm. That I'm like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Girl. And sometimes I'm just full, like or not full, depleted.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you meant. I knew exactly what you meant, though.
Sometimes I just come home and I'm just depleted. Like work has already taken so much, and then I have to like muster out of nothing.
Yeah.
This energy and like caring for my kids, because Brinley will be talking to me and I'll just be like, wah, 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 because I'm just like,
and you accidentally agree to like a sleepover with 15 girls and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What did I say?
I have nothing left.
Yeah.
Not every day is like that.
No, but I do understand, and I can relate to that. And that's where self-care, like what can you do on your drive home? And that I know that you listen to music. Sometimes
I'll call you.
Yeah. It's just something to fill you up a little bit just to get you through the night.
Yeah.
A little hit of that self-care.
A little Jesus music. A little hit of that self-care. Yeah, no, I really enjoy being able to, I thought about this the other, I really enjoy being able to meet and like care for or be over the care of so many people. But like that comes like, so you have my residents, you have their family members.
Yeah.
Then you have my staff, and you have any kind of personal, like I got up last week and hugged one of my staff because they told me that they had to take their mom to a PET scan. This person's younger than me. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to hug you. I didn't even ask. I just said, I'm going to come hug you. And I gave her a hug, and I felt that heaviness for a while. And I thought, and that's when I was thinking about it. It's just like, it's almost like when you're in a position like that, you take on all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of talked about that with therapy. Like therapists, they like take on all this stuff with burnout.
Yep, exactly.
And while I appreciate that, you know, that responsibility of being trusted.
Yes, yeah.
It can sometimes just be like, I'll be sitting in my car in the driveway, not getting out of my car because I'm like, I ain't got nothing. Yeah. I can't even get out of this car. Yeah. I'm just sitting here.
Girl. Yeah, I get it. So whenever I taught in Green Valley and lived in Green Valley and the commute was 30 seconds, there was just no time to decompress. There was no time to process. And, you know, education, it's very different types of stress than the job that you have. Like, you deal with families losing their loved ones. That's incredibly heavy. And it's every day. Like, that is just part of the job. You know, there would be days that students would come in and tell me something horrific about their life. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like, what do you do with this information?
Yeah, you have kids that come to school and say, you know, oh, my parents are getting divorced, or worse,
my dad's in jail for selling drugs. And you're like, And I will say, when I worked in a very small town similar to ours, the trauma that the students had experienced was tenfold. Like, I started at that school, and when I moved and taught in Green Valley, the stress and the trauma looks different, and it's not nearly as widespread. I would say 90% of the students that I taught in that small town were in 2-parent homes below the poverty line. Parents worked multiple jobs. I had a student who was homeless. I mean, it's just, it's a lot. And that ties in, again, we've talked about compassion fatigue, and it's kind of where burnout comes in. And it's whenever that would be like, for me, the emotional, living in the emotional.
Yeah.
And
so I think for me, that focusing on social wellness, like doing for others, it's just so second nature to me that I just get lost in it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I need to do better about like stepping back and being like, no.
Yeah. It's a boundary.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, because the result of that is you look connected on the outside, but on the inside, you're burning out. Like, you're running out of fuel. And while it is a renewable resource, like our energy, if you let yourself run on E for too long, you're gonna, that was not shade, it's your gas habits. But you will fry your motor, whatever happens. I don't know anything about cars, but I assume if you run on E too long, your car's not going to be happy with you.
Yeah.
Same thing with your body. You just gotta find balance. I was going to sing. There's a video from like early college years, and it's called Scarlet Takes a Tumble. Have you ever seen? Oh my gosh.
No, I have not.
Well, she's singing in this video, and one of the lines is balance. So every time I say balance and do this, I'm like, oh, Scarlet. I'll show you the video after this. If you guys haven't seen Scarlet Takes a Tumble, it's classic, cult classic. There's remixes. It's hard to watch, though. I will say, you feel like, oh my gosh, this looks
like secondhand embarrassment.
No, secondhand pain.
Oh,
I mean, she's alone in this video, so I'm embarrassed for her soul.
She like.
She
really
falls.
She really does take a tumble.
She really does.
Not metaphorically.
No.
Okay.
Scarlet takes a tumble, and it's so freaking bad. So, sorry, Scarlet. Maybe she's gone viral at this point. So let me get you a couple more views on your video. While we then transition into spiritual or wellness overemphasis. So this includes like mindfulness, meditation, prayer, reflection, purpose seeking, personal growth work. I think Kourtney Kardashian lives in this house.
She definitely does.
So these symptoms can look like disconnecting from the real world and like your responsibilities, using alignment as a reason to avoid physical activity or social commitments, feeling guilty for wanting rest or pleasure. Now, that I do think, I don't know how that aligns with spiritual overemphasis, because I feel like resting is the same, like meditation and rest are kind of similar. Maybe they're not. Maybe that's just my ignorance. I don't know. But then becoming overly rigid around routines or beliefs. it just screams Kourtney Kardashian.
It really does. Okay, so I wanted to tell you. So did you see the episode where she tells them that she will no longer be wearing high heels?
Yes, and it's like nobody asked her.
And well, not only that, but she's not just sharing what she's doing in her life. She's sharing it in a sense of like, this is what's best.
Yeah, I'm judging you because I don't know how you wear clothes like that anymore and this and that. It's like that's self-care for some people.
And Kim says, if you want to give up on yourself, you can. And I was dying. I haven't worn high heels in forever.
Oh yeah, no, my ankles would be like, girl.
my ankle that has the surgery could not probably with
maybe wear some wedges. Yeah. Something with more support.
But like stilettos, not happening.
Yeah. Pink stilettos in the club. Anyway.
But yeah, that is definitely a Kourtney Kardashian. And like judgy.
Yes.
Oh Lord, is she judgy?
Yes. And it's like I don't know. I'll pray for her.
Oh my.
No, I mean,
and they're
whatever.
Like, she's just miserable.
It's so weird.
And I'm like, I don't know if she's actually miserable.
Yeah, I don't know. She just feels very entitled to share her opinion and that like it's work, the right way.
She's like, they work too much. And I'm like, must be nice.
Right? Like because Kim in one of the episodes was like, this is my one day off. And she's like, well, this is my 1 hour that I'm sparing for this. And I'm like, oh God.
I know.
She chooses to work like 1 or 2 days a week, which, you know what?
If you can do it,
great. I'm glad that she wants to be a present parent and doing all these things, but you got to find a little bit of balance, honey. You just got to.
Yeah.
So the result of that is you look mentally centered, but you're not physically or socially grounded.
Yeah.
You're like untethered. Balance matters between these 4 pillars because each of them fuels the other.
Yeah.
So if you feed only one, you're going to starve out the rest.
And again, that balance. that wobbliness because you have one that's full and one that's not, or one that's longer, one that's shorter.
Yeah. And it's hard to balance them, I'm sure. I mean, clearly I'm not balancing these whatsoever. My social wellness is undercommitted. My spiritual is underemphasized. My physical is non-existent. I'm just emotional. I'm just emotional. But seriously, so a person who meditates daily but never moves their body lacks energy. A person who works out constantly but never reflects emotionally is going to lack peace. And a person who's the life of the party but never rests lacks stability. So it doesn't just...
That's accurate.
Yeah, well, it's true. It is. Honestly, I don't know how you aren't exhausted all the time. I mean, I think you are. Maybe. I don't know.
Sometimes.
You look great.
Sometimes I am.
I am too, but I think it's because
sometimes I will go and go and go and go, and then I'm just like,
I crash out.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to spend a whole entire day in bed to just like recover.
Yeah. Balance doesn't mean equal time. And I think that's important
because
to
we all
acknowledge.
Need different things.
Exactly. It just means equal attention. So it's just what's equitable, because fair and equal, I do too. It's fun coming off the tongue. Equitable. It's so fun. But it's true, because fair doesn't mean equal. And that's something that I would teach students. Not everybody. Fair is making it an even playing ground for everybody, or an even field, whatever. And then equal, it's giving everyone the exact same thing, but people bring different things to the table, you know? We kind of talked about this. I obviously planned on talking about like what pillar am I overfeeding and which one is undernourished. I'm absolutely overfeeding the emotional wellness pillar. And I don't know that they're all equally like neglected. Physical for sure, but I try to stretch and I do things like that. Social is probably the one that is over or undernourished or whatever for me.
Yeah. I would say it's really hard for me to be fulfilling that physical need that I have, that physical wellness, when it's cold outside like this.
Yeah. Yep. And when it gets dark at
4,
5, you're driving home.
It's already dark by the time I get home. I just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
And it's like my body's like, night. And I'm like, oh no, we got 4 hours till we can go to bed.
Yeah. Girl, I have been there. I'm like, I just got to make it to 9. And then it was, I just got to make it to 8. And
or my husband called you, it's 7:30.
Yeah. Listen, I was just in the other room. Rude. As a lot of people that watch this probably know, like, I have gone and had some pretty significant weight fluctuations in my life. And talking about wellness, I think I'll focus on physical, where I realized that my healthy routine was not healthy whatsoever. So in 2012, I started a medication. It's called Adipex. It's literally legal meth. It's amphetamine.
The best.
I mean, it is if you want to be productive.
Productive and not feel hungry.
Yeah.
It is the best. It's not
it's
the most
not
healthiest
yeah
thing.
It's probably not the best choice because the long-term effects of it, whatever. But in a year's time,
blood pressure went up and I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, well, I have a heart murmur, and so I probably shouldn't have taken it for as long as I did, but I lost probably 80 pounds on it. I got down to 140, no, I think 139 was the lowest weight that I got. And I remember seeing a picture of myself and thinking, oh my God, like, I don't look healthy. I don't look good. My jawline was so defined. And it's like, gosh, I wish I had a little bit of that now because I got like old lady chin over here. But it was kind of like a wake up, like, oof, maybe I should start to eat again. Because when you're on Adipex, you don't want to eat at all. And my appetite would be suppressed. I would drink water, which that was one perk. It makes you very thirsty. So I was very hydrated, but I was incredibly malnourished. And there would be days that I just wouldn't eat. And that day would turn into maybe more than one day. When I would eat, I would always weigh myself first to make sure that I could log the lowest weight first thing in the morning when you get up. And it was just, I looked fantastic, but I was incredibly unhealthy. And my mental health was not great, like, because body dysmorphia is a very real thing. And when you lose, from my experience, when I lost so much weight, I had a hard time. I didn't recognize myself, but I still saw myself as who I was at my biggest. And it was just a constant battle. And so I stopped taking it and I maintained my weight for the most part. Started teaching, put on some more pounds, got in a relationship, you get your little happy weight. Went through fertility treatments, gained a little more weight, went through a breakup and gained about 50 pounds. It was not great. And have been working really hard to get back down. And I will be honest and transparent with people. I do use the injection. It's Wegovy, Zepbound, whatever, the commercials, the Ozempic, everyone's on it, whatever. I do use a compounded semaglutide injection, and it helps suppress your appetite, but you're also hungry. You do also want to still eat. And I have not lost the weight as fast as the last time. It's very gradual. I feel good. I still cook very balanced meals when I cook. When I eat at your house, they're very balanced meals. I just eat significantly less than I used to. Mm-hmm. There was a time, Hannah, when you would order pizza and I would just sit and eat half the pizza by myself, maybe even the whole pizza. And now I'm like, I can eat 2 pieces and I feel full. And that's normal. Like, that's the normal. And so I am using something to help me achieve this goal, but it's helping me build healthy habits and not starve myself, because I probably could have qualified as somebody with an eating disorder at that time. And then I kind of went on the other end where I was addicted to food and overeating.
Or like not eating, but then when you did eat, eating a lot.
Binging, 100%.
You did, I think, have mentioned that to me at least in the past.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've said it on here, but that's what I would not eat all day. And I would come over and I would say, oh, I haven't eaten all day. So that justifies me eating a whole family-sized turkey, like, oh, I didn't eat all day. I deserve this.
Yeah.
But now it's really, you can't. I feel fit, like physically ill.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's great. Mm-hmm. And there's probably some long-term side effects of this medication. There are obviously side effects that I experience now. One of the biggest actually is, well, you know some of them. We don't have to talk about them.
Yeah.
And
if you know, you know.
That's right. We don't need to be digging into my business. But there are some pretty significant side effects. Not significant, but they impact you for sure. The one that I'm seeing the most right now, and this has been the hardest part of my life, like even without any of this, is getting enough protein. So I don't eat as much as I used to, so I don't get as much protein, and my hair is thinning so much. And it's a common side effect of, it sounds terrible, of a protein deficiency. So I've got protein shakes, I've got protein yogurt, I'm taking vitamins again.
The protein shakes will help you tremendously.
Yes. And it's hard anyway to get enough protein in your diet. Like they want you to have. That's probably
why these carnivore people are losing weight and looking healthy.
Probably so. Probably so. And that's something else too, is with this medication, because it slows your digestion, that there are certain foods that will seriously upset your stomach because it sits in there for a lot longer. Steak is one of them. Red meat is one of them. Yeah. And I'm like, I love steak so much. Sometimes I'm like, screw it. It's worth it. But yeah, so I've got the protein shakes.
Yeah, I bet your stomach takes a lot longer to break down the steak.
It does. Yeah.
Meat.
It just sits in there. LOL. Sorry for the visual,
brats.
You guys.
No, I'm just kidding.
Gross.
That kind of probably.
Probably so.
That's probably why it upsets your tummy.
Yeah, well, yeah, it just takes a long time to digest, and that's what causes those sulfur burps. That's one of the side effects, you guys, is the most disgusting burps I've ever tasted or smelled. Like, I usually am not offended by my burps, but I offend myself sometimes.
She'll be like, all of a sudden you'll just hear the window roll down, and you're like, oh,
it's time. It's rough.
Well, I will tell you that when I was like healthy routine, but not healthy, I was working out multiple days a week, eating or drinking a protein shake for breakfast, eating a salad at lunch, like one of those little like pre-made salads, you just pick up one of those, and then like a light dinner, because after the gym, you're not very hungry. And I was like so frustrated. I've had a hysterectomy, and I was like, my weight, I would weigh myself every day.
Yeah.
And it would be like down a pound or down 2 pounds. And then the next day it's like up a pound.
Yeah.
Up 2 pounds.
Or 5 pounds.
It's just like, just barely. And I was never moving. And I was so frustrated. I was binge drinking.
Yeah.
Like at least 3 to 4 times a week. So I'm drinking whiskey, but which you're not going to get a lot of calories with whiskey. But you are with what I mixed it with, which was blueberry Red Bull.
Yeah.
No sugar-free.
That'll do it.
Lots of sugar. And I would drink that, and I, not that would be enough to like make you gain, but it was not helping.
Yeah.
And even though I was doing things that were healthy, I was not healthy.
It was balanced out by the not healthy thing. It was just, they cancel each other out.
It was canceling out the healthy that I was doing.
Yeah.
And, my weight has also fluctuated up and down. And it's a struggle.
Yeah.
And at this point in my life, I feel like I'm probably one of the healthiest I've been in every aspect besides physically healthy. So it's like, okay, now that we've gotten a lot of these things worked out, we could probably focus a little bit more on this aspect.
Add it back in.
Yeah. But it's hard and it's frustrating. And maybe I should just not care about what the scale says. But it is frustrating when you do the work and you are eating healthy and you are working out and you just don't see the results. Yeah. And there could be a million different things of why that is the way it is for me. But I lost a lot of weight and then have gained back almost all of that weight. And it's tough. Yeah. It's a tough place to be in, to sit there and watch that progress just kind of diminish.
Yeah. I mean, I can relate. I really can. And you said you wish that the number on the scale didn't matter. You wish that you didn't care. It's just so ingrained in our body or in our minds because of what we are seeing, like this narrative of this is what beauty looks like. Even now, like, I feel like social media kind of goes in waves. And when we were kids, it was, who was that? Who was that supermodel? Very thin, blonde, Victoria's Secret model. That was the standard of beauty, was you have to look like you don't eat.
Yeah.
And then the Kardashians came on the scene, and they are thicker women. Still small. Still tiny.
Still thin.
Still
but they
thin.
got big booties and big boobies.
They had bodies. They looked more like me.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, this is great. Like, okay, I feel sexy now because I look like somebody that I see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then they went through and lost a lot of weight. And then Chloe lost all that weight. And, I think she lives in the physical house. Like, I think that she overcompensates by working out. Who am I to judge? But then, so now we're kind of on that swing again of where everyone looks so thin. Like,
Ozempic.
Yes.
Everybody is on Ozempic in Hollywood.
And it's like, they don't need it. They don't need it.
Well, and I judge we must, I guess. But, honestly, if Ariana Grande ever saw this, like, look at me, I have no room to talk about anybody's weight or body. But she said she's the healthiest she's ever been in her life. And looking at her, she looks sick.
A lot of
she's
people,
super pale. I'm like, I was at work, was like, she's like Latina. She's gorgeous. She has beautiful skin. Why is she trying to be a white basic girl?
Like, well, she also got shamed for trying to be black whenever she would get the spray tans and have the really dark hair. So
is she spray tanned?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I just thought she was like naturally tan.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't think so. Maybe she is. But
anyway, super thin.
That's something like the Wicked, the 3 ladies in Wicked all have lost a significant amount of weight from the start of the filming to the end. And like, I don't presume to know how much stress filming 2 movies back to back is.
Yeah.
And it sounds, I haven't seen them, but I know the story. So I know how emotional the storyline is. So I feel like and you can see it in their interviews, they carry all this emotion.
Yeah, like they've like morphed into that movie, which we also seen that happen in the past with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
And it was not a good situation.
A scary thing. Yeah. Well, it did end very poorly.
Yeah. I don't know. I just worry about
Yeah, and
her,
I don't assume, I don't judge.
Yeah, and I'm like, gosh, I don't want to ever talk about somebody's weight, but you look at that and you're like, when she says this is the healthiest I've ever been, I'm like, how?
Yeah, I don't know. And
how?
I wonder if, though, because we have a friend who, when they go through extreme stress, they can't put weight on. And I don't wonder if...
I wish that was my problem.
We joke, and I wish that was my problem too. But that's a real thing. And people get very... the judgment, like, oh, she needs to eat a hamburger. And the person's like, I could eat 20 hamburgers and it wouldn't matter. Yeah. Like, so no, we're not, you and I we're not shaming them for being thin. No. We're concerned at the change because in my opinion, they looked perfect before.
Yeah.
They still are very beautiful women. And I hope that the standard of beauty is not affecting them in such a way that they feel like they have to do that. There was Kylie Jenner had posted like an Instagram photo dump, and I was scrolling through the pictures, and I've told you this before. I don't know if I've said it on here, but on one of the photos, you can see a little bruise like right at her hip. And I was like, that's Ozempic. That's exactly where you give yourself the injection, is like right here in your lower abdomen or like behind your arm, wherever you've got fat. I'm like, why does she need this?
Yeah.
But
and so you're looking at this. At one point, it was, voluptuous was hot.
Yeah.
And now we're back to no chest, skin and bones as much as possible is the new, it's what's in.
Yeah.
And I just feel bad because I don't care anymore about what other people look like.
Because we're 35 and we've grown up.
But I have daughters who look at those people and think they're not good enough because they're not skin and bones. And when you have a 10-year-old who comes home and says that, kids talk about her weight and she doesn't like going to school because they mention her weight or whatever. And you're like, kids can be mean. And then she says, I just want to be skinny. And you're like, no, we want you to, you want to be healthy. And she's like, no, I want to be skinny.
Yeah.
She's like, you're like, it's tough.
It is tough. And hearing her say before that she's on a diet. I'm like,
oh my gosh. I'm like, no. That's not what we're calling it.
It's a lifestyle
change. It's what's in
change.
her head.
Yes.
It's what's in her head. It's a diet. I'm like, no, we're just making healthier choices. We're adjusting.
Reframing that mindset. And I think,
I didn't we never say the word diet. We never said skinny. We've never, none of it.
It's always healthy. It's always, we want you to be healthy.
It is what she sees.
Yeah.
On social media, on her phone. And that's probably my fault as a mom, allowing her to have some of that stuff, but it's everywhere.
It is. You can't hide from it. And if she's not getting it from there, she'll get it at school, where kids, I mean, like I said, I stole my mom's diet pills in like middle school. Yeah. I didn't know what any of that was. And God forbid something would have happened to me, you know, because they
wouldn't even have known what you would take.
No, exactly. So it's just,
I had no idea. You've never told me that.
I don't really talk about it.
Does your mom know?
I don't think so. Well, she does now.
If she
listens. Surprise. I think that this is a good kind of way to transition, though, into kind of that fine line between self-discipline and self-criticism, because there is a difference, and it's a really fine line. Sometimes it's invisible between these two things. A lot of the messaging that we see, like on social media, it blurs that line on purpose. Yeah. Because it's just, and we'll talk about this, there's that, you've got to hustle, you've got to grind, you've got to stay on it, you got to do this, you got to do that. You know, the beach body programs, you'll lose 25 pounds by Christmas. You know, you want to have that beach body. And it's just, you know, wellness has started to mirror that grind culture. So routines that demand perfection, aesthetics that feel like you're performing, and pressure that's disguised as motivation. And you mentioned like people that record their workouts, and I am one of those people. And I'll be 100% transparent with you, because I'm trying to grow. It is for attention. It is for validation. It is for somebody to see like, oh, she is working hard. They're not going to judge me for losing weight, because they'll assume that it's, you know, taking a medication and think that it's only because of the medication that I'm losing weight. Why I care, could not tell you, because it doesn't matter.
You are correct that we do things. I feel like even some things I post sometimes, I know it's different, but sometimes I post things and it's probably like, or I don't post. Like I'll have like a cute moment or a picture, but then I'm like, oh, it just doesn't look like good enough or whatever. Or I'll be worried that, you know, if I post this, somebody will like be upset. So I like, well, I don't know why we do that, why we care so much.
Why we talk ourselves in or out of something.
But again, I do have props to you, because I would never put a camera on the floor with me while I'm doing it, where I just would never have the confidence.
And it is crazy to think that I really am putting my whole body out there for people to look at and judge.
I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, so
the motivation sometimes, or the intention.
I think that the intention behind it, if you can wrap your head around that and figure that out. But I do commend people that do it. Yeah. I just think that sometimes that's what we're focusing on.
Yes.
More than why we're doing it and what we're doing is like, because I've been to the gym multiple times where people are like, I got to get this shot. And I'm like,
it's got to be perfect. It's got, you know,
oh gosh, I just want to go work out, because I'm going to look nasty. I'm going to smell.
Yeah.
I just want to work out, and I want no one to be in there, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, same.
That's the goal.
Nobody to be there for sure.
Yeah.
So then you know, you have this kind of idea that you have to do this and this and this, and it becomes this checklist that I got to wake up early, I got to drink the right thing, I got to move my body the right way, I got to track every bite I take, every step I take, every emotion I feel. If you miss something, it feels like that flexibility it's more like a failure. You're not allowing yourself to be flexible in your routine. So instead of discipline supporting your growth, self-criticism is what's driving you. Because it's kind of like when we were talking about accountability, acknowledging it as like, oh yeah, I have broccoli in my teeth, I need to fix that. Criticism,
it's like, I'm hideous, I'm so disgusting because I have this broccoli in my teeth.
A scene that comes to my mind about self-criticism, especially in the wellness like sphere, is in White Chicks. Someone throws Shamu back in the ocean.
Yes, and she's like barely have her
Tina the talking to me.
Yes.
But it's like that also unintentionally kind of becomes people's inner voice too. You're like, oh man, she's super insecure and she's super skinny. Like, should I be insecure?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And that's when people start talking bad about themselves and they're like small. I'm like, well, then you must think the worst of me.
Exactly.
Gosh.
That is so true. Like when people that are on the outside appear very healthy or very thin, they're like, oh, I'm so fat. I'm like,
but if you have ever watched the show This Is Us, you see two very opposite. So you see one very obese woman and one very skinny woman, and they both go to an eating disorder like group meeting thing, and they become best friends. But
spoilers,
at first they're a little the
she like confronts her like, girl, shut up.
Yeah, but she also had an eating disorder.
Yeah.
It's just a different.
Yeah, it just looks different.
Yep.
So, and body dysmorphia, again, is very real, because even now that I've lost 50 pounds, I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh gosh, I still see the very unhealed, overweight person. I'm still overweight, but I see that version of myself. And that is because I need to work on some of the emotional and, maybe mental, spiritual, do some meditation. I need to do some like healing work for myself. And that's what therapy's for. That's part of, I'll get there when my life settles down, I'll be able to address those things. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like the song in Mulan, when will my reflection show? You know,
I will say that when I lost a lot of weight, I really don't think that I thought I looked the way that I looked. And now I look back at pictures and I'm like, oh, wow, you looked really good.
Yeah.
And now I look at pictures of me now and I'm like,
comparison is the thief of joy, even when we compare ourselves to ourselves. So then with that routine, you miss a step, you feel guilty. You know, you're like, oh, you didn't work out, so you messed up for the day.
I'm crap.
Yeah.
I'm worthless.
You mess up your eating routine. You've ruined everything. You know, what began as like the intention to feel better, it turns into like a mental tally.
And then sometimes people will self-sabotage, and it's like, oh, I had a piece of cake.
Let me just eat the whole cake.
Let me eat the whole cake. Let me eat bad the rest of the week. We'll start over. And then, there's a lot of things that can go into that.
Yep, exactly. Motivation crosses the line and becomes punishment.
Yep.
And because you're no longer encouraging yourself, you're policing yourself. Yep. And that's not fair.
No.
Then we just talked about this, which is comparison. And that feeds into that criticism. Instagram fitness journeys. We've got the what I eat in a day videos. And I'm guilty. I love watching those. The effortless morning routines. It all gives this illusion that everyone else is doing everything right and you're not.
Do you ever, and this might be completely off topic, but do you ever watch videos of like people like making something in their kitchen and you're like, I wish my kitchen looked like that, because then I could make videos like that.
Yep. Or then I could cook like that.
And I'm like, my kitchen is fine. Yeah. I am grateful for the home that I have. Why do I do that?
I don't know. It is a thing though. It's not just you.
And I don't even realize I'm doing it most of the times. I'll be like, oh, wow, I wish my kitchen looked like that.
Yeah, man, if I had those deep counters and that big island and that sink that has the nozzle and the wall. And
I'm like, I could do that. I could do this exact thing.
Yep.
With a little bit of this lighting.
Exactly. Laura sends me TikToks of this guy who cleans his house, and it's it looks real. It's like, here's your average person cleaning their average house. Like, here's all the kids' artwork on the refrigerator. Like, it shows, kind of what a typical home looks like. But it's, again, we are seeing somebody's highlight reel. We're seeing this image that they have perfectly curated for themselves, that they want the world to see.
Yeah.
When, behind them, they could be in a hoarder house. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's just the standard that you set for yourself is just impossible to reach. And so that criticism is just constant. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not doing the right things. And I'm sure we've both had moments where we've caught ourselves crossing that line from discipline to criticism. Times when we thought we were being disciplined, but really we were chasing validation. And that is something that I really have to work on, because I try to earn permission to feel proud of myself. And it's like, I don't have to earn that. I have that. Like, I should be proud of myself regardless. adopting routines that didn't match our lives and our energy, and then we beat ourselves up for not keeping them. Like whenever we would want to work out in the morning, that's setting myself up to fail because I don't get up in the morning. I know that about myself.
Girl, I have for years been like, I'm going to get up early.
Yep.
I'm going to make coffee. I'm going to make breakfast. And then I'm going to sit down. Like when it's nice outside, I'm going to sit down outside and enjoy the sunshine before I get ready for That ain't ever happened.
The lie detector has determined that was a lie.
Yeah. But bring on Maury. Come on.
It's true. It's
like,
true.
I want so badly for that. But why?
Yeah. I would
rather be cozy in bed.
Yep. Exactly.
I do understand why. And I understand why people do it. It sets you up for like a peaceful day of like getting yourself slowly ready.
Yeah.
I just don't have enough self-discipline to get up that early.
And I don't either. And I have come to terms with that. I accept myself for who I am. But yet somehow I still choose 6 a.m. flights.
Well, okay. So, but Bianca, we do need to talk about something with Bianca. We're going to judge her for just a minute.
Okay.
She's not a morning person, and she's also not a night person. She is a mid-morning to afternoon person. Do not ask her to be up past 9 o'clock, and do not ask her for anything before 8 a.m.
Yeah, 10 to 2. That's my prime time. You need something from me? The hours of 10 and 2 are my office hours, baby. It's that. I told somebody, my team at work, that, and they were like, you do kind of answer a little grouchy in the morning. I was like, okay.
You're not the one in the mornings or late at night.
No, I'm not.
You're not really in a bad mood late at night. You're just like over it.
Tired. I'm just
She
tired.
does not care. She doesn't care who she offends, she doesn't want to be there. She's not going to be there.
The filters. Yeah, true. And that's
done.
D-U-N, done.
Yeah.
So reframing kind of, and we talk about this a lot, like reframing your mindset, because your thoughts and your words are powerful. They really will.
My mama says, don't say things out loud because the enemy hears them and the enemy can't read your thoughts.
Dang.
And that's what my mama says.
I've never heard you say that, but that's so true.
So Brindley will be like, I hope we don't get in a car accident. And I'll be like, we don't say that out loud.
Those are bubble thoughts. Keep them in the bubble.
Yeah. I'm like, girl, we don't say that out loud. But yeah, so I've been trying really hard not to speak bad things of what I think might happen or about myself. Like I try really hard to be like, nope, that can just stay right in my mind. Yeah. And we can also tell that thought that it's not welcome there.
Yes.
And our minds are powerful things.
Yes, they are. And you and I have talked about this together, that we are not our thoughts. We are the observer of our thoughts. We're the air traffic control. Like your mom used that example. We get to determine what thoughts are landing in our minds and which ones need to just go on to a different airport.
We're going to just wave them on. Wave them on, Wanda.
Wave them off, Wanda. Not safe for landing.
Yes.
Discipline rooted in love builds you, and discipline rooted in insecurity breaks you.
Yep.
So that, I think, is just the most important distinction here. You need to be loving yourself as opposed to hating yourself.
I think sometimes we hate ourselves so much that we push ourselves into things that would really be good for us. Yeah. But we're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Yes. And we give no compassion to ourselves because we're doing it in hate and not in love.
Yeah. And it's not sustainable when you don't do things for the right reasons in any kind of capacity, not just in like a journey to wellness. It's anything. If you're not doing it for the right reasons, you're not going to continue to do it.
Yep.
And I think because the theme of this episode is to love yourself through this process and learning that you can give yourself grace. And it's not like a soft excuse. It's just a steady companion. Like you have grace, you have accountability. You and I have talked about this. They walk hand in hand. You can't have grace without accountability. You can't have accountability without grace. So what that looks like in wellness is letting yourself be human. Not every day is going to be productive, and that's okay. Celebrate the little wins. And we talk about this all the time. Like find joy, find little things to celebrate, because every single day has something to be thankful for and a win. You can always find something to win.
Romanticize the simple things.
Yes. Oh my gosh. After we came back from New Hampshire, I do that in our town. I'll look around and be like, oh my gosh, Main Street's so beautiful. They've got all the Christmas wreath lights up on all the light posts. They've got music that plays. It's just, I'm like, oh, this feels so cozy. And it, yes, romanticize it. Allowing your pace to be your pace. So you and I don't need to keep pace with each other.
Girl,
on a
I try to walk
journey.
with you and you are a fast walker.
Listen, I got places to be.
I'm like, this is not my pace. I just want to be like, go ahead, Bianca. I'll meet you. We'll meet at the mile mark, okay?
But it's serious. It's serious. There's no finish line with wellness.
No, no, there's not.
No one's grading you.
It should be a life journey anyway.
Yes.
There should not be a finish.
Exactly. Well,
when you take your last breath, it should be the only finish line you're trying to get to.
Exactly. It's lifelong. So give yourself kind of that permission to take it at your own pace.
Yeah.
Naming the setbacks without shaming yourself. So a stumble does not erase every good thing that you've done. A bad day doesn't reset life back to zero. Giving yourself grace is saying, okay, that happened. What do I need? What can I adjust? Instead of spiraling into guilt and eating the rest of the cake.
Yeah.
Which is what I do. Just, you can, if you need to give yourself compassion, you can journal kind of what thoughts you're having. Like, what does my body and mind need today?
Man, I'll tell you what I feel like when I need compassion. I say to myself, what would I say to Bianca? Or what would I say to my daughters? What would I say to my mom? If they were saying what I'm saying to myself or thinking about myself, what would I say to them? Man, it changes. Your response will change.
Yeah.
Unless you're just a mean, cold-hearted person.
Yeah.
Your response is going to change.
So you give a very serious, heartwarming example. My example that I have heard people say is, how with puppies and like dogs, you're like, oh, look at that big belly.
Uh-huh.
Talk to yourself the way you talk to your dogs. Like, oh, look at that big belly. Like, oh, you're such a good girl. Such a big fatty.
I am not standing in the mirror being like, you're a good girl.
You're such a good girl. Pat your belly. Let me see that big belly. And I think about that now. I saw it once, and every time I pet Petunia's belly, I'm like, oh, big belly.
I love it.
So that's a fun. Talk to yourself the way you talk to puppies or cows. Like, oh, look at that big girl. Another kind of practical thing is to look at gentle movement instead of punishment workouts. Like, there would be times that I would work out because I have a subscription to Body, which is formerly the Beachbody program. They changed the name because Beachbody is just such a negative thing. I would see these cardio workouts and be like, this is the one I have to do because I haven't worked out in forever. I've got to do this. I got to bust my balls. I got to do it. No, you don't. I need to choose gentle movement.
I'll never forget when I got this when I first got this. And I was like almost at the end of my circle, and it was like 10:30 at night, and I was walking around the house.
Yep.
Because I was like, I gotta get these steps in.
Yep. Gotta close
Zach
the
is
circle.
like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just trying to get my steps in. He's like, oh.
Say what you want, but he's judgy.
50 more steps is not gonna matter.
No, but I get it. It's the goal. It's because we are goal-oriented people. And if it's written down and there is a bar, we want to get to that bar. We want to go above that bar. I would do the same thing whenever I would go walk, or believe it or not, you guys, I used to run. I used to be a runner.
Not me.
And
I hate running.
If I would get back to my starting spot and I had let's say it was 2.7 miles, I would walk and make sure that I got the complete 3 miles. Like, I would make sure that I went above and beyond to close that goal. And it's like, you don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to impress? Yes.
It's okay to push yourself, but you also have to do it in a loving way.
Yes.
I feel like we need to parent ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, we need to gentle parent, maybe not all the time, but we just need to be more gentle with ourselves.
Yeah.
And like, we're doing this because this is what's right for us, not to check off a box, not to prove something to ourselves, but sometimes that's okay.
No, I think that's a
balance.
Great balance. I think it's a great point that it is okay to push yourself.
It is.
It is. And you should.
But you should not live in that. You should not live there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We shouldn't live in pushing. We shouldn't. And I am horrible. Not obviously with exercise.
Stop it.
But I am horrible about pushing myself. Push
to the limit every
work harder,
single time.
Make more money, have a cleaner house.
Kanye West song, do it better, faster, stronger, whatever.
Yeah. That is like,
yeah, no, I know.
I am a addicted to doing better for myself and my family. Oh, it's exhausting.
Yeah. And the thought is good. Like, who's going to tell you, like, you should not want better for your family? You should not want to clean your house. Like, nobody's going to tell you that. So it's dangerous.
Zach does.
Oh,
it's okay. It's okay for this house not to be perfect all the time. But his okay and my okay are two different okays.
Yeah. You got to find what do we say, kids? Balance.
I don't even know this song.
I can't wait to show you. I really can't.
Okay.
So that is a great point too, to also remember the importance of rest and recovery. Like, push yourself, but also rest yourself.
Give yourself space to rest and to recover. Yeah.
Yep. Physically and emotionally.
And I'm telling you, going to the gym every day is not where it's at. I know there are people. I know there are probably people that listen to this that go to the gym every day, and it's okay. Like, if you want to go to the gym, go to the gym. But if you're trying to lose weight, do not go to the gym every day. I'm telling you.
I mean,
your body has to recover.
All the trainers that I've watched and like followed and worked out with will all tell you that recovery is just as important as the work.
Mm-hmm. And also stretching is just as important as the workout.
And not just like the, like
I do.
Like you got to jump and move and like
Bianca's a really good stretcher. I'm like... 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go.
I've had one too many Charlie horses or like shin splints. You get those once and you're like, I'm stretching every muscle I own. I pulled my butt cheek one time and that hurt. So I try to stretch all the time. But remind yourself, self-love isn't the reward for reaching the goal. Self-love is not the reward.
Yeah.
It is the fuel that gets you there. Exactly. You do not have to earn the love that you have for yourself. That is a given, and it should fuel you to do better. And loving yourself, again, looks like choosing rest, setting boundaries because you're worthy of that peace and not because you're being difficult. Don't let anybody tell you that boundaries are because you're being difficult, as long as they're done with the right intentions. Speak kindly to yourself, whether it's how you would speak to your mom or your children or your friends or how you speak to your dog. Accept that your body, mind, and emotions all move through different seasons. It is okay to have seasons of change and routines and goals to evolve. And let go of the old narratives. Like, I always quit. Oh, I'm just too much. I'm not disciplined enough. I told somebody the other day that I have always been made to feel in my romantic relationships like I'm too much, that I'm doing too much. I'm doing the most. I over romanticize things. I need to just be more realistic. I need to do this. So those are the thoughts, and those are the voices in my head. Like, that's the narrative that I'm like, okay, I really want to say like how beautiful this sunset looks, but oh my gosh, are they going to think that I'm doing too much? Are they going to think that that's silly? So unlearning that is a journey too. And so that's kind of, I think if I were to make one goal, it is to live more in the social house and unlearn all of those old narratives, or letting them go. Maybe we need to do a thing where we write them down on paper and burn them and just let them be ashes in the wind, because I'm not too much. I am fun. I am kind. I love sunsets. I love sunrises. I love the snow. I love nature. I love puppies. I love coffee. I am a good person. And I shouldn't have to sit here and try to convince myself of that.
Yeah.
I should just know that. But that's just another reminder that words are powerful. And it is almost an act of defiance to love yourself in this society, because everyone profits off you hating yourself. You know, all the diet culture and medications, and, you know, there's just a lot of profit to be had in self-hate.
Buying things.
Yeah.
When you hate yourself, you're going to be buying
all
all the things.
Yep. I am a compulsive shopper also. And especially like, I bought the ab wheel one time, and I still to this day, I'm like, at my best, there's no way I would have fallen on my face. I never used that thing one time.
You didn't try it?
I think I tried it once on my knees, and I was like, this ain't it. I can't. So anyway, I have talked a lot. I feel like this last month, 2 months has been a lot of me just trying to heal something inside of me. So I apologize if these are very Bianca heavy episodes, you guys. I just have a lot to heal right now.
Yeah.
So those are I think ending here, 2 things that I want to focus on is I want to be kind of more in that social house, and I want to let go of old narratives.
I want to allow myself to rest. Mm-hmm. And mm-hmm. I want to focus on my physical wellness as much as I've been trying to focus on all the other wellnesses.
Yeah. I think that I would also love to bump my physical wellness back up because
it's perfect for me right now. I know it's cold. Mm-hmm. I will walk in that.
Oh, yeah.
Get me walking 2-3 miles where I'm like kind of sweating, but it's cold outside. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Get me in 100-degree weather. I want to kill everybody.
Yeah. Everybody. It's
but I do. Every time I do physical activity, every time I work out, I'm like, oh my gosh, this felt so good.
Yes. You get that endorphin rush after. You feel productive. You feel good. It's just, honestly, it's the act of getting there and just doing it. Yeah. As Chit would say, do it, lady.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe we can figure something out and be more physical.
We will not be doing Taking Back Sunday on the walking though, because again, I would be like, especially trying to keep up with Bianca. She's a fast walker and she has shorter legs than I
got little, and I think that's why I walk so fast, because I'm like, I got little legs, guys. Wait for me.
Brindley always says that. Please wait for me. You've got longer legs than me.
She is my child.
I swear.
Except she's gonna be taller than me. She's gonna have longer legs than me. Yeah. Rude.
So. I think that focusing on loving yourself, no matter where, like meeting yourself where you are, I think is super important. And I think that's part of it, is just loving yourself where you are, even if you know that there's a million things you could do better, or you're not anywhere near where you want to be. Just kind of loving yourself and meeting yourself where you're at.
Yeah, I think that's critical.
We always like want to meet ourselves, the best version of ourselves.
Yeah, and maybe we're not there.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I never want to stop trying to be better.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that everybody should always be trying to be the best version of themselves, and that's where growth comes in. Like, I don't want to be, like, this time next year, I don't want to be in the same place mentally, physically, spiritually that I am now, because I want to grow. Yeah. I want to have, I want to be in a better place than I am.
Yeah.
So I think that that's just, as we get to the close of the year, something to think and look forward to. And you don't have to wait till Monday to start your new workout routine or your new routine. You don't have to wait till January 1st to start something. Why not now?
Yeah.
Why not now? So that's that on loving yourself into wellness. And
next week,
yes,
we have a very fun episode, and we also have a special guest.
Yes.
The most specialist of guests. No, not really, but she's very special. She's not the most special though, so like let's not head too big.
Yeah.
But she'll be here with us, and it's what are we doing? Am I the Grinch?
Yes.
And if you remember last year, it was epic.
It was so fun. It was. And then we'll have another fun December episode to close out 2025 with some hot takes and
hot takes, reflections, things like that. So,
well, we'll see you guys next week. I'm Bianca.
I'm Hannah.
And we are
Taking Back Sunday. You literally could leave that whole thing and I don't even care. I was like, is it my teeth?
I love it. They watch the reels. So when it's on Facebook, they see them. Because my dad said something about my mom said something about the corn. She's like, yeah, you don't like my corn. I'm like, you do watch. She's like, only when it's on Facebook. I'm like, whatever, Jennifer. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one and they all stink.
Typically.
Typically. I mean, if your butthole doesn't stink, I need to know what you're eating in a day.
You just came out of the shower.
Yeah. Even, no, I hope it smells fine when it gets out of the shower.
Like, oh.
It's like I am hideous. Are you okay?
Yes. Blooper.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Bianca.
Who
are you?
I almost said I'm Bianca.
You shut up.